Alright, and let's go and get started. Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome to the channel, where today we're going to be checking out a demo that was recently released over on Steam called Tower of Babel, Survivors of Chaos. And if you're not familiar with what this is, don't worry, I'll go ahead and walk you through it. This is another game in the bullet heaven, bullet hell genre, and that I've actually just been really relaxing and enjoying these types of games. It's kind of something I play in between all the other games that I need to focus on. This is just kind of a relaxing thing I play before bed sometimes, or if I just want to forget about something and just hack through waves of enemies, because that's exactly what you do in this game. But different from the other games, this one has a very Diablo-inspired loot system. So basically the way this works is there's this elevator behind us. We continue on to basically we get on it, we pick a floor, we go to that floor, we beat enemies on that floor. As we level up, we'll pick up random abilities, as you generally do in your roguelikes. And then you'll also find items, which you then bring back here, talk to this wizard to identify, decides which pieces of gear are upgrades for you, put that on, and then you can come over here to this vendor over here and sell her the goods that you do not want anymore. And then you can also go over to this monument over here and basically purchase passive upgrades to make your your character stronger. I will say that some of these skills seem very incremental in the way you play, and incremental is probably the best word to put for it. As you can see right here, we're literally increasing things by like point percentages rather than whole percentages for a lot of this stuff. That being said, I have put a little bit of time into it. I have managed to get myself a little bit stronger. I have 35% extra attack power and armor here, and I've been working on a little bit on dexterity. That being said, there's not a lot to this demo, but it does actually take some time to complete the demo, just because the enemies do get really strong even on the one floor that's available in there. There's also a list of there's a showcase of the other vendors in this. There seems to be a blacksmith you could do something with. There's this vizier of some sort, and there seems to be a beggar over there, and this chest, and this tome down here, all of which currently say there is not available in demo when you click on them. So what you see is what you get for right now. I can't wait to see what else we get, because I actually really enjoy the way this game looks. Visually, it kind of reminds me of Tales of Iron in that series. I really like this almost like heavy lines artistic style they use for it. I don't know particularly what it's called, but I really enjoy it. So we're going to check it out, see how long we can survive in this wave. If you like the content and see more games like Tower of Babel, Survivors of Chaos here on the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below what you think of the game, and let's jump into the elevator. So for the demo purposes, there is only one floor you can check out. These runs, I believe, typically last about 20 minutes if my memory serves. And we're going to go ahead and wave in here. As you can see, we have XP at the bottom. Also shows our floor as well as our money. We have a health and a mana bar. My character will auto attack, although you can turn off auto attack if you so choose. And then we have a special attack on our R2. And then we'll also pick up abilities that activate on themselves. I'm going to go ahead and pick range. Whenever you level up, you get 3 skills. There are rerolls in this game, and I have had here that says that rerolls were available, but the rerolls were really not available, if that makes sense. But there's also, whenever you level up, there's a chance that you'll actually be able to level up a skill multiple times as opposed to just like once. But I want to get a little bit more distance on my range, my melee attack. So I'm gonna pick that extra 5% there. And when you first start this game, I will say that these enemies will probably take 2 or 3 attacks to kill instead of just like 1, because I have that 35% attack boost there. You are going to notice that these enemies die a lot faster, and I am gaining XP a lot faster. I am also going to get XP a lot faster through that passive there. But what I want to try to do is upgrade my attack damage and get myself some active damage skills as quick as possible, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Looks like we have one here. Heaven's Judgment is going to give us 2 levels into this skill, which basically makes another shard drop onto the ground. So basically, shards from heaven are going to fall down, they're going to hit the ground, they're going to split and deal damage to everything nearby. Ice Orb is another really good one, but it's not offering me 2 levels in anything. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. As you can see right there, Heaven's Judgment falling, and it'll continue to do so on its own at a regular basis. And it's really good, because one thing that we'll have to deal with later that it's really infuriating are there are some units later that'll explode and basically will try to suicide bomb at you. And I desperately need to find a way to deal with them in a ranged format. So Heaven's Judgment is definitely going to be our entry path to that. Hopefully we'll be able to find some other skills that will allow us to get range, such as, ooh, I was going to take dagger, because dagger is actually one of my favorite skills, but this one is giving us an additional 20% to our attack speed. So now our dude is attacking, you know, 30% faster in general, and we're starting to see the first level of enemy show up, like increase in enemy. It's the ones with the helmet. Ooh, and we got some attack damage here. That's nice. 20% boost to our attack damage, 5% crit chance, and at 10% to our range. Always a good thing. I'm really digging that. This that 30%, I'm already feeling it. Oh, it looks like we already have a piece of armor. Unfortunately, whenever you find armor, you are not able to pause the game to see what the to equip it then. But it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and get ice orb there, and now we have 2 of these ice orbs that basically rotate around us and shoot out ice shards. That'll be very nice to basically have. And as we put levels into it, we might even be able to do things like increase the amount of ice orbs that come out and shoot ice shards at enemies. And we're going to continue on like this. There's a lot to love here about this game. I genuinely enjoy a lot of things about this game. Particularly, there are some things that I would like to see whenever the game comes out. As of right now, you can't check, like there is no pause function. Like if I pause is all I get. There's no other menus as far as I can tell. So I can't see what my stats are currently, like what's feeding into what or anything like that. We're getting 3 levels of this to give us an additional 21% chance to crit. I think we take that. I don't see why we wouldn't. I believe that works for everything, by the way. We have our first little mini-boss here. We're going to use our special ability, by the way, which is R2, to basically throw that out. Looks like we got a sword, some gloves, and a belt. The sword and the gloves being of the rare variety, so that's going to be nice to have. I've been wielding the same weapon for quite some time, so if I can finally get another weapon, that'll be really cool. We also have now the option to get Earth Spike. Spikes rise from the ground, attacking enemies. This one gives us 20% extra damage and 5% crit chance. I say we go ahead and take that one. It's probably not one we're going to rely too heavily on, but I would hope to get 2 more skills. Particularly Dagger is a really good one, and then there's another one called Corpse Explosion, which is my favorite one by far. It marks enemies with a little green symbol above their head, and if we manage to actually hit those enemies while they have that mark above their head, they will explode and deal area damage, which is really nice. And the other skill I was hoping to get, we just got, that is the dagger that you see flying out. It sends out a series of daggers at enemies, and if we can increase our special attack damage, those daggers will do a crap ton of damage in our name. So for now, we'll just go out and clearing about as we go through the enemies. You can see the enemies are slowly changing. We had dealt with skeletons, and then we dealt with armored skeletons, and now we're dealing with bats. Soon it will be wizards, I believe. And then we'll see our first series of bug-like enemies that I absolutely hate, which they don't do anything right by default. They can't attack you, they can't hurt you. But instead, they find other ways to hurt you. I guess we take Meteor Strike. Meteor Strike is a good one. But they explode at you. They run at you and explode at you, and if you don't kill them before they get to you, they will kill themselves and deal a crap ton of damage. Even more so annoying just because of the mere fact that we really have to deal with the fact that we're going to have like 30 of those dudes on the screen while we're also trying to avoid a huge mess of other enemies. This was going to give us +3 levels in Heaven's Judgment, 20% projectile count, 5% piercing chance, and 5% cast speed, with a 30% damage to a bonus to the damage. That's nice. The one thing that I don't like so far is that I don't have my reroll option, so I really can't discern what I want or not. Attack area would be nice, but I want to go ahead and grab the area of Corpse Explosion, or the skill Corpse Explosion, just because it'll be really good for whenever we need to deal with a whole bunch of enemies real fast. And those explosions, they really add up. Plus, you can't see it, and I'll showcase it after I die. But essentially, whenever I get to the point where I'm able to show you my gear, I can show you that I actually have some pieces of legendary gear on that'll allow me to basically more or less modify some of the skills we have. As you can see already, that elite that just came out, or that mid-boss that just came out, absolutely got deleted. That was a spellcaster minion, and we dealt with it. I'm going to go ahead and raise our attack damage again even further. I like to focus on like one skill if I can, but unfortunately, as is the nature of this game with no rerolls just yet, we are unable to like solely focus on a specific skill, so I kind of have to take what's given to me at the moment. Which I'm not unhappy with, because it doesn't seem like there's too big of a limit on what you cannot have equipped. And that makes it easier to showcase what's available in the game if you should decide to try the demo for yourself, which of course I am linking in the description of the video down below, as well as a cool little new button that YouTube included called like my video with a thumbs up. No, that one's old. So Heaven's the Heaven skill got another upgrade to it. Heaven's Judgment? Was that what it was called? I don't know. I already blanked out on it. And now we're starting to see another enemy show up. The Floating Mouth. This should definitely be an eye, I guess. I don't know, but they're going to come in here. And this is where I really start to notice whether or not we're doing decent or not, is how fast we clear through these minions, because they're going to start getting a little bit healthier, especially after these Floating Mouths. We're going to start seeing big bubbas start walking towards us. And all they want to do is rub their stomach hair over my face. Tell me I had a pretty mouth, boy. But I would really like that for not to happen. But needless to say, I think we're doing a fairly decent thing here. We got an elite here. Let's see if we can get rid of him. It looks like we did take a hit from something, but it's what it is. We can put a level into our ice orb now, and it looks like we have an increased projectile count whenever we use this. So now there's a chance we'll have 3 orbs. It looks like a 25% chance, maybe. Now we got spellcasters. There's a 3rd ice orb there. We got lucky with that one. There are ways to increase the amount of orbs you have all the time. There's actually an increased projectile count available as a skill passive whenever we level up. But unfortunately, we have not been offered that, or I would probably end up taking it. But having a lot of AoE is very, very important, because as you'll see here in a soon, the waves are still kind of light. But eventually we're going to get to the point where the waves aren't so light, and we're having to dodge in between a whole bunch of dudes, as well as try to dodge ranged attacks coming our way. Alright, so from here we can get... I say we go ahead and raise crit chance again. I am a crit fiend, and now we're starting to show the bubbas showing up, where they're dom geared. And it looks like we're in a decent place to kill them. Like, I don't spend any of my mana really focusing on them, which is a good sign. If I was having to spam abilities to get rid of them, that'd be something entirely different. We got a magnet. Now we get a whole bunch of XP. Let's see. We got special attack, ice orbs. Oh man. Let's go ahead and take special attack, because I want to raise the damage of all of our special attacks, not just one. I'm gonna go ahead and take another level into dagger. So only enough XP around to get me 2 level ups. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Got a helmet here. I haven't had to replace gear in a while, which is the unfortunate thing. I know it's the demo. I was really hoping... I've been using the same level of weapon for quite some time. And I was really hoping that at least for the demo purposes, if they're going to offer legendary weapons, that I could find a nice legendary weapon to use. The unfortunate thing about that being... I have found legendary weapons, but they deal like half the damage of my current weapon. which I mean is still a good weapon, but it's not a legendary. And the legendaries, of course, coming with bonus effects, but I don't know if the bonus effect would really warrant giving up half my melee damage for it. Alright, so now you can see the troops are starting to get just a bit thicker. Let's see, we got another 2 levels in Heaven's Judgment. We can also make the number of enemies spawn more, but as the game is already kind of a struggle, even now, I'm not really going to worry about making enemy waves stronger. So our match has already lasted 10 minutes so far, and we are fairly survivable. We did take a couple of hits early on in the map, but I think we're in a pretty fine state. All the bubbas are being cleared up here. And now we have goblins coming in. If I remember correctly, this is the point where we're going to start seeing the insects that explode. I think we have enough, whatchamacallit, AoE, that it shouldn't be that big of a problem. But we'll see. We got another elite. Let's go ahead and take him down. And the one of the legendary pieces of gear I do have on that I can talk about is that I know for a fact that I have on is I believe it might be my boots. Oh, there's our first bug that explodes. If they get too close, they will just, you know, bomb all over you. But the boots, I believe, have an effect that says that anytime we throw daggers out, the daggers, I believe, used to be a random direction, but it did get pointed at an enemy. Now my daggers throw themselves at the closest enemy, which I didn't honestly know that they weren't doing that to begin with, but who knows? The game probably knows if that's a legendary affix they decided to put on the gear. And it does look like we are being fairly we're fairly decent at clearing out the exploder minions before they even get near us. Oh man, that's giving us 4 levels into Heaven's Judgment. I think we're going all in on Heaven's Judgment today. Now the way this game works, from my understanding on the very base premise of what I have here, is that essentially this is an elevator that takes you to floors that get, you know, harder and harder as you continue along, and you get more resources, more gold, better gear. And then so like once you clear the floor, you get to deal with an end boss. Once you complete the end boss, that is the end of the entire run. And I do believe that the end boss for this one does show up at the 20-minute marker. Alright, so we got, oh my god, another 3 levels in Heaven's Judgment. They really want me to use the skill. I guess this is what we're using. I'm not complaining. It's not my favorite skill in the game, but if they're going to give us all the bonus levels into that, might as well take advantage of it. Now we have our next series of enemies that is going to give us some issues. The gladiators. These guys, if they get close to us, they will charge it. They'll move a little bit faster as they get near us. But I think, showing from what we have here, we're actually in a decent place with this. I'm going to go ahead and go with Ice Orb. We have a lot of points in Heaven's Judgment. I would like some more, like, directly around me AoE. And now we have a whole bunch of gladiators showing up. And this is kind of the clear sign for me if we have what it takes to tackle all these guys in. Because if we're dodging a lot, big problem. If we're not dodging so much, we're in a decent spot. Especially with the explodey bugs getting ready to enter the fray. Either that or we'll have some spellcaster minions. And I absolutely hate the spellcaster minions. Matter of fact, there's one right there. I'm going to go ahead and take him on if I can. Anytime I see spellcaster minion, I'm going to go ahead and directly try to bring an axe to their face. There's one right up there at the top of us. There, we got another level up. Let's do dagger. Alright, so we cleared him out. Oh, we took a hit there. I got too close to that exploding bug. We are taking some damage. I do see a spellcaster over there. Oh man, we are taking heavy damage. We got corpse explosion or 2 levels in ice orb. I'm gonna go 2 levels in ice orb. I do believe I have some level of health regen, as you can tell from the top of my character. He is displaying some little healing signs above his head. That does not mean that we want to tank everything, because as you can see, we didn't get to hit that much. Also, there are no iframes in this game, so when you take extra damage, you take all that extra damage at once. Like, if you get hit 5 times within 1 second, you're going to take all 5 hits. Luckily for us, whenever we increased our strength, we also increased the amount of damage we can take. We'll go ahead and go with... I'm going to go special attacks here. And we didn't really deal with that many of the spellcaster minions there. I'm not saying we won't, but I was very happy that we didn't have to deal with too many in that last fight. And this is kind of like a calm before the storm situation here for me, because all these encroaching skeletons that are easy to kill tell me that we're probably going to have to deal with something coming up. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do Ice Orb again. And I do see that we have spellcasters coming in this troop. One of the things that we could probably benefit from, especially on this range front, if we manage to see a skill that gives us projectile, piercing projectiles, is what I meant, was what I wanted to say. Well, the one downside to getting a lot of corpse explosion, I will say that. Ooh, 3 levels in basic attack, absolutely. The one thing about corpse explosion that is bad, I will say, is that it becomes to the point where if there are too many explosions on screen, it's very hard to tell where some things are at. It might be obscuring some of the effects from range attacks. Let's see. Ooh, corpse explosion to level 3. Let's go ahead and take it, though, because it is strong. And it will most definitely help you clear out a room. Sometimes, I believe I even have an effect on one of my skills that basically says that whenever an enemy gets hit by corpse explosion, they actually get cursed, which is, I believe, is what's causing that extra explosions to happen. We have 2 more levels in special attack, or we take 2 more levels in dagger. I'm gonna go dagger. Special attack is the better one, probably, but more dagger projectiles will help me in my more close scenario. I know that special attacks assists with everything, it seems like, maybe. I thought maybe there was a difference between the R2 special attack and my passive ones, but I'm honestly starting to think that that's not the case. We have a spellcaster down there. Oh my god, we're getting hit by stuff. Oh my god, we're getting hit by stuff. And I don't have a revive on me, I don't think. Okay, oh, that's good. Projectile count. We need to get out of there. This is where I feel like, yeah, we're getting coming up on the 20-minute marker anyway, so I believe that's why we are getting into the thick of it here. We're getting at the end of the run. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see the final boss, because I am taking a lot of damage. But these spellcasters are going to be the end of me if I don't make it that far. But I also think we're doing a fairly decent job at dealing with these guys. I'm going to try to get through here. I don't know where I got a lot of health from earlier, but I did, and I'm super happy about it. We're just going to head up. Get away from that exploding unit there. I'm just moving away from anything that could potentially explode from in my face. Oh man, okay, 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 just keep swimming. Oh, okay, we made it to the boss. Nice. Okay, there's the boss. I don't know if we'll live, but we're gonna fight him, and we've actually dealt quite a chunky bit of damage to him. Let's go with Pierce Chance. Oh shoot. Hello. I don't know what all that was about. We need to make sure we stay out of his. That hit me? How did that hit me? We need to make sure to stay out of his melee range, because he can actually do quite a chunky little AoE around. That, there's no way. I was outside of those telegraphs. I'm gonna move away from him for a little bit. I want my health to regen a bit. Also picking up all this money on the floor because it's going to help me make more purchases when we get back to base. He is 50% dead, but I'm also 50% dead. If you get lucky enough on level ups, you can actually buy a revive token, essentially. And if I had a revive token, I'd probably get in his face. We got a life regen. That's nice. I'll take the life regen just to get extra bit of it every 3 seconds. We're almost at full health, and I might feel better about tackling him. Let's see. Special attack, sure. Alright, we're at full health. I think we can safely take damage from him, apparently. I don't understand why that's able to hit me so well. Okay, there's his melee attack, but I think we did it. We beat him. Awesome. Oh, and he dropped a legendary set of armor. Hey, and that's a win. We actually did it. How about that? We got 2 seconds to collect this gold. Oh, we couldn't collect that other pile right there. But you can actually see the damage layout of everything we got. We did 323,000 damage with the Heaven's Judgment, which is nice. Ice Orbs did 77,860, so not that great. The damage of the daggers alone is actually much better than you think it is, because we got that as a fairly late skill. Same with Corpse Explosion. But they do display in the order that you picked them up as well. You can even see the different skills we got. I'm sure if I took my mouse and hovered over it. Nope, you can't read them yet. Total kills, total damage dealt, total time survived, and our level over here, as well as our character stats. I just wish you could see some of this in the game as you level up. Here's all the armor we got. If we die for any reason, a goblin actually comes up in here, shows on the screen, and he'll actually steal a couple items. Now, it says that if they steal a couple items, those items can be bought from the merchant, but I haven't found that to ever be true. And also, we saw swords drop, and there are only axes available. I don't know if that's because this character only uses axes, but here you get a little list of the things that are coming in the early access. We got 2 heroes coming for a total of 3, 14 new attack skills of a total of 24, countless legendary items, new floors and monsters, stash blacksmith, more systems, quality of life improvements, balance adjustments, and much more coming soon. And then we're back at our base. Then we can come over here to our mysterious translator. They've identified the goods, and then we can work our way through here and see if there's anything that we've upgraded. As you can see, my weapon has a 14.1 damage per second on it, but I haven't found a single other weapon, including legendary, that gives me even a better upgrade. Not that there's much reason to upgrade, seeing as how this is pretty much as far as you can get in the game currently, although you are free to come over here to the passive side of things and basically invest the gold you got, which we now have 1,185 pieces of gold, and then use that to increase here. There is something called a blessing level. As you can see right now, I have a blessing level at 2. As you buy a blessing, you get a little torch fill that you see right there in a line. It looks like we have 3 more to fill up before we get that, and we'll be at a blessing level 3. As of right now, I don't think that does anything for you as far as I can tell. There we go. But I don't really feel like that did anything. Like, we're not finding newer pieces of gear or newer pieces of armor. We come over here to this vendor and she will sell things to us. As you can see right here, she just refreshed. Every time you do a run at a dungeon, it'll refresh her loot after so many dungeon runs. So she just refreshed it. And she has a legendary axe here that we can buy. Problem is that it's half the damage of what we currently have. Albeit all the bonuses it's currently giving us seem to be more than what's currently on offer, but apparently the one weapon we have is just super strong because of that prefix there, or affix, whatever it's called, where it gives us plus 60 weapon power. And I'm assuming that's a fairly strong buff. And not something I want to easily give up, plus we're also giving up some stats. There also seems to be gem slots, but gems are not currently in the game. Here is where you would come if you lost a run and the goblin stole some of your gear. And this is where you come if you want to buy anything. I don't currently want to equip any of this stuff. It didn't seem to be anything better that I currently wanted to give up over what I have now. Although I don't know what the difference between dexterity and strength is right now. There doesn't seem to be any weapons that utilize one over the other or other skills. So I've just been selling them all for now. And then using that money to increase my stats. But anyways, that was a look at Tower of Babel, Survivors of Chaos. I think there's a lot of fun to be had here. I think this game will legitimately be fun when it's out in early access, and we have access to more systems like the enchantment system, even this blacksmith system over here, and even more of the tabs and altar blessings, and basically finding out ways to use these altar blessings. Maybe this is a way to enhance the gear that drops in future runs. That being said, yeah, that's it for now. If you liked the video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, you guys take care, and I will catch you all in my next video. Later.